Here's experimental video number 2. Okay, now I'm at the tunnel, the taxi tunnel at Bellagio. I've got this little phone mount. Now this time I'm thinking, like, what if I were doing a live stream and I'm about to go to the taxi stand where the people get into the cab, and what if I just didn't shut it off, but when they get in, I just would go like, okay, guys, I gotta, you know, we can't film, and I could just put this down like that. And then while the ride's going on, I would just leave it on. You wouldn't see anything. I guess you could hear everything that's going on. And then after I drop them off, I would just put this back out like that and just continue the live stream. So this is experiment number 2. Now, of course, if I was live streaming and I went into one of these tunnels, I'm pretty sure the live stream would end just automatically, because there's like no signal in here. Like, here's the radio. Oh wait, I just shut it off. Oh. Well, that might be too much. That might be coming in too much. Did someone take cuts in front of me, by the way? I think when I was talking, I think one of these guys took cuts in front of me. Well, the radio is kind of coming in right now. I was trying to show an example of the signal so bad that the radio doesn't even come in. I think I was supposed to be behind. Whatever, doesn't matter. I think one of those guys took cuts. That's what I get for not really paying attention, I guess. But yeah, so this is experiment number 2. Like, if I was doing a live stream, just leave it going, and then when the people get in, I just go like that. And then we're like, okay, where are you going? Mandalay Bay. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Then I drop them off, and then I go back, and then hey, we're back live. Oh shoot! But the thing is, if you wiggle this thing around too much, the mount it wiggles off. It kind of wiggles off. So you can't mess with it too much. And I think I'm just gonna have to do this shot, which will probably be pretty good once I'm out of the tunnel, because it will kind of show, you know, if people want to see the strip and stuff, you know. All right, so I guess that's experiment number 2. Maybe I'll just keep this running a little bit. You can see the end of the tunnel. You can see where we come up, where we come at, where it comes out. It comes out right in front of the Bellagio main entrance. So this is the taxi life here in Vegas. You get in the taxi line. Now, some people do differently. I mean, some drivers don't like the strip, and they maybe just do the outskirts, or they just do the airport. I kind of just pretty much do the strip, and then whatever, if the ride takes me to the outskirts or to off the strip, then of course I'll go there. If it takes me to the airport, I'll go there, of course. But then usually I just, you know, get back to the strip as soon as I can. That's how I like to do it. Anyhow, I'm thinking about doing a live stream from the cab on the strip. So if you guys think that might be a good idea, or if that's something you would like to see, maybe in the comments, let me know if you think that would be something you'd like to see. And I don't have to do it as a live stream. I could just do it as a video. Maybe that'll be experiment number 3. I'll do a I'll shoot some video with this camera mount here as experiment number 3. Guess that's what I'm gonna do. Because as soon as I get close up here, I'm gonna shut this off. I'll shut this one off. But we are getting close to the end of the tunnel. We're going up. I don't know if the video really captures it, but we're starting to go. It's like this is the up ramp. We're going up the ramp, and it gets kind of steep, but it's no big deal, you know. You just put it in park, whatever. It holds. It holds well. Oh man, I'm kind of tired. I'm kind of tired though, for some reason. I think I'm just gonna do a couple more. I think I'm gonna do 3 more trips and then I'm gonna call it a night. I really haven't. I got a late start today. I was pretty tired from last night because I really didn't get to bed till about 4 a.m. And then I did my live stream show and everything, and I was kind of tired. I took a nap afterwards and everything, so I didn't really get started until about, I don't know. I think it was almost. I mean, by the time I got the car and I'm in the car and I got everything ready to go, I fueled it up. I don't think I left the yard. It might have been almost 8 o'clock in the evening. And it's 1 now. So I've been out about 5 hours. I've only been out actually taxi driving tonight for about, I guess, 5 hours. Because it's 1 now. Yeah, so yeah, about 5 hours. I've only done 7 trips. But I guess that's the way it goes. That's the way it is. Now what we do here, once I get almost to the end of the ramp here, what we do is we turn our headlights. I could turn my headlights off right now actually. I mean, I don't need to keep them on. But yeah, but because the way the ramp is angled, if you keep your headlights on, it shines right into people's eyes. There's a lot of people that are walking around up there because that's the entrance to the Bellagio. So a lot of these tunnels, when they have the ramp like that, and where your headlights will just shine directly into people's eyes. So a lot of the places they have a sign that says "Please turn off your headlights." Now this place, they don't have a sign for that, but we've all, I guess, sort of figured out that we should turn our headlights off as a courtesy. The only thing is, a few times I've forgotten to turn my headlights back on, and I've gotten out on the street, and then I'll be driving for a little bit, and I'm like, oh shit, you know, I realize my headlights are off, and I hate that. But I've been pretty good lately, where I'm really good about making sure I turn my headlights back on, like before, you know, like right when I'm picking up the customers, because once you get back up on flat ground up there, then you can turn it back on and you're not blinding anybody. Okay, I'm trying to get all my yawning over with now before I pick anybody up, because it's one thing that is a little unsettling, I think, as a passenger, is if the driver is yawning. So I do try to just, if I feel like yawning, I try to do it now, as opposed to, you know, if there's a customer, I will do everything I can to stifle a yawn. You know? because even if you're not too tired to drive, sometimes you just yawn because of, I don't know, lack of oxygen or something. I don't know. Well, we were moving kind of good, and now we're at a little bit of a standstill here. So I might have to end experiment video number 2. I was going to wait until we got closer to the end of the tunnel. I don't want to make this like a marathon video. Now we're longer than experiment number 1. Oh, we're moving. We're moving. We have movement. We're almost to the end of the tunnel. Yeah, I got some good movement. Now, I don't know. Okay, so as an experiment, I'm going to leave the video running when I pick the people up, but I'm going to count. I'm going to face the camera straight down into the into the dashboard, so that it's not noticeably recording and stuff. This is just an experiment. We'll see what happens. So now you guys can see. See, I have my headlights off, and the 2 cars in front of me have their headlights off. The guy behind me is probably going to turn his headlight. We do that because, like I said, people are walking along. This is sort of like a walkway that goes down to the fountains and stuff. And so if you leave your headlights on, you like when I first started driving and I first came in here, I kind of, I had my headlights on, and I saw people shading their eyes and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I should turn my headlights off. So we're almost there. Look, there's when we get up there, you're going to see the doorman, and he's going to wave us in. He'll wave us for like motion for us to come up there. And so we're going to wait up here, and then until he motions us. So I think what I'll do, as soon as he motions me, I'm going to move the camera into a down position, and so the picture is going to go black, but the audio should still work. So this is just experiment number 2. Just remember, we're just experimenting to see what a live stream might be like if I were live streaming and all that kind of stuff. So here we are. See, that's the little taxi stand. They call it a taxi stand. I believe that's what it's called, this taxi stand. Now the camera is sort of almost kind of pointing upward. It's kind of, I don't really like that, but so there's well, that lady's taking pictures. I thought maybe she was going to get a taxi. It's looking a little dead right now. 1:08 a.m. See, it does get kind of dead around this time, where I think a lot of people are still up, but they're just not going from place to place. Like if you go inside the casino right now, it's probably still really busy. But I think around this time, 1:30, people are kind of hunkered down inside where they're going to be. And then there might be I know I don't really stay up too late, but there might be another sort of wave, maybe like around 3 or 4. If people were just out either at a club or they're out gambling and they're not at their casino, that might be another wave. But this kind of gets, this is when it kind of drops off for taxis. Now here's a guy. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and put the camera forward. Test, test, test. You guys can still hear me? Hey, how's it going?
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Aria.
Aria, alrighty.
Poker.
Oh yeah, how'd the poker go?
It's been decent. I've been here 2 weeks, but it's time to end it. It's my last day here, so
Oh yeah.
let's see if I can make all things right.
One last chance to at least break even, maybe? Huh?
Nah, we gotta win something.
None of that break even stuff. So you're not in the World Series this year?
Yeah, I'm coming back next week, but I've been playing tournaments this whole time. 2 weeks now.
Is that a pretty big turnout?
Oh yeah. Thousands of people.
Yeah. So that is that all over at Horseshoe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In Paris.
In Paris, yeah. Can people just go and watch?
Oh yeah.
I'd like to do that. I've seen it on TV, but I've never gone
You
to
can
it.
go in there and check it out.
Yeah. I might do that. Seems like it might be a kind of a vibe, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I guess there's still a few weeks left of that, huh?
Yeah, until the 16th of July.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah, I'm coming back Monday. Next month, not this Monday coming up, but the one after that.
Uh-huh. Go big or go home, right? Is that what they say?
That's right.
Yeah, I just realized. I just remembered that. Well, good luck.
All right, thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Get a hot streak going.
Right on.
Select payment method.
15, bro.
All right. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. There you go. Have a good one. All right, so the ride is completed. The passenger is out. So I think I can put this back up. The experiment continues. I guess I'll just do one long experiment. I was gonna do like 2 videos out of this, but I guess I'm just gonna keep it going and see what it's like to now be on the strip. Hopefully this mount will hold up. I don't have a lot of faith and confidence in it though. I'm afraid I'm afraid that it might be kind of vibrating off. But yeah, I just dropped this guy off at the Aria. I don't know if the audio, hopefully the audio picked up that this guy is a poker player and he's been playing in tournaments and he's in the World Series of Poker. And I don't know if he was anyone famous or not, but I wish him all the luck in the world and I hope he wins the whole damn thing. How do you like that? How do you like them bananas? So here's the circle. Here's the thing where if you guys watched my video yesterday about where I got the $230, I guess, reward for returning the guy's phone. This is where I was yesterday, and I circled around this a few times, and I actually just parked where I just dropped that guy off. I parked there a few times. I mean, not a few times, but for like 10, 15 minutes. Then plus I did the driving around. So I was here at least a total of 20 minutes. All right, so here we are. This is approaching the strip up here. And I don't know, I think I'm just gonna go, I wonder if I should go, I probably should have went the other way. I wonder if I should have went back to whatchamacallit, Mandalay Bay. I wonder if, are people, I haven't heard anything on the radio. Sometimes on the radio they'll, you know, if they need cabs, they'll keep crying for them. I probably, maybe should have went over there. I don't know. Now, what I could have done was gone here to the Aria, but that would have taken us down to another below ground thing, which for video is fine, but if I'm doing a live stream, it probably would have killed the live stream. So I'm just wondering if I should just go back to Bellagio. It was kind of dead. I might maybe just go to Caesars. Caesars might be getting dead too by now, by this time. Everything's kind of, like I said, it's not that everyone has gone to bed. I think everyone at this time of night, they're either in a club they want to be in, or they're in the casino that they want to be in, and they're gambling. And they're not doing a lot of moving around right now. But I mean, everyone's still up and awake, I think. Not everyone, but you know what I mean. A lot of people are still up and about, but they're just not really moving from casino to casino or place to place. Because I've asked some people, like, is it dead? Because, like, to me it kind of seems like it's dead, but they're like, oh no, inside, man, it's really busy still. So I'm just going by what they tell me. Because I'm out here in the street, you know, I'm out here in the car and stuff. All right, we're on the strip. This is the strip. This is it, man. You guys can see where I'm at. This is what I do. This is what I do. Uh-oh. You're gonna hang me out to dry? Don't hang me out to dry. Come on now. I know this. I think we're up far enough. So I might go. I think I'm gonna go to Caesars because Bellagio seemed pretty dead. Let's go check out Caesars and see how Caesars is. Caesars will probably be pretty dead too, but it seems like there's always a few people that need, you know, they're coming out for a cab ride. Oh boy. It gets a little hairy right here. Traffic. So yeah, to the right there's the Paris Hotel, and to the left we got Bellagio. The Bellagio. It's past midnight, so the fountain show is over for tonight. It will resume, I forget what time it starts back up again. I forget if it's afternoon when it starts or just before noon. I really don't remember, but anyhow, it's off for a while. It's off for the night. Got to give those pumps a break. But you can see there's still quite a few people walking around. There's still street performers. You can hear the band. It's like the do you call it a mariachi band? I mean, it's the brass band. It's a I felt like the mariachi band was just like guitars and stuff. But maybe I'm so stupid. I don't know, but anyhow, I think there's sort of like the brass band playing. If you can, I can hear them. I think I don't know. I think that's brass band. Whatever it is, I don't know. There's something going on out there. I forgot to maybe wipe my lens down. I don't know if we're getting like some fuzzy picture there. Here's a new place to the right that just opened called, I think it's called Bottled Blonde. Is that what it is? Oh, look at there. Just pull right out there in front of me, why don't you? Oh, I think this cab just got hit. Oh, look at there. Oh, he just, that cab, the yellow cab got hit on the side by that car. That sucks. So anyhow, Bottled Blonde to the right there is just opened. It's one of those like 3 or 4 story things. It's just like Old Red. Old Red is right next to it. Old Red opened like a year ago. Now Bottled Blonde is opened. I've never been in there, but it looks like a new, fun and exciting multi-level bar right on the strip with great views of the strip and of the Bellagio fountains. Come on down. They have mimosas for $40. Is that a good price? Saturday and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Is that for one mimosa? One mimosa, $40? How big is a mimosa? Is that supposed to be a good deal? They're advertising it? I guess I'm just cheap. I'm just used to 1970s prices, I guess. But I will tell you, I get a lot of passengers that just keep complaining, and I think rightfully so, about how expensive everything has gotten here in Vegas. It's not like the old days. You used to get really good, cheap food. You can get cheap room deals, and they just wanted people to come here, and so you would spend all your money gambling. But now, they just want to get money everywhere. No room deals, no food deals, no drink deals. And then and if there are some, hey, in the comments, go ahead and tell me where they are. Because someone will say, well, there's this place and this place. And I guess every now and then there are some places where you can find where you can get a deal, but it's not like it used to be, where it was everywhere. You know, you could get freaking steak and eggs for $1.99, you know? And it was decent. I mean, maybe it's not the gourmet Gordon Ramsay or whatever, you know, tomahawk steak that you get now, you know, for $150 or whatever. But you could get a decent steak and egg breakfast for $1.99. You don't get that anymore. And you could just pull up to any freaking slot machine, and within 5 minutes you'd have a waitress taking your drink order again, comping you drinks. Now I don't really gamble anymore, but now I'm hearing from people that they'll be there 20, 30, 45 minutes and never see anyone coming by with drinks. So it ain't like it used to be in the good old days, where you could, you know, get a room for the weekend, for the whole entire weekend, and like, and all your food, probably for like, you know, I don't know, $200 or $300 or something. That'd be how much the weekend would cost you, and then whatever you spend, yeah, you might spend, you know, you might drop a few $100 on gambling. So here we are pulling into Caesar's Palace. There's the Omnia once again. There's the taxi line over there. I'm gonna try not to run anybody. I really wish they would put some lights up on these crosswalks, because sometimes you cannot see people until, you know, you have to be very, very careful. All right, so here is a little turnaround spot for this taxi line. So now we're in the taxi line at Caesar's Palace. You can see straight away there's the Flamingo right across the street. The glorious, lovely Flamingo. I believe it opened in 1946. I don't think there's any original part of it that's from 1946 anymore. I'm pretty sure all that's gone. Or it might be in the very, very center of it, or, you know, some of the bones of 1946, but I don't know. But I wonder how much of it, because it used to be kind of like, the main part of it used to be kind of like set back off the strip, I think. So I don't think there's any really remnants. Probably somewhere on this property there must be some plumbing or some, you know, section of it that's still from 1946. But having said that, I bet you most of this stuff is still here, at least from the 60s and 70s, a lot of it. But anyhow, oldest casino on the strip, Flamingo. Caesar's Palace has been here since the 60s, so that's not like it's you know, not brand new, is it? So would this be, I wonder if this would be interesting, because I wouldn't, and that's another thing, I probably wouldn't be able to interact too much with the chat, you know, because it's hard to see, and you know, and I am still concentrating on, you know, the driving aspect of it and everything. So let me know in the comments if you think this would be an interesting live stream, to do something like this. If not, we'll just consider it an experiment gone awry, or whatever, an experiment that never went anywhere. I don't know. And it doesn't have to be like something I would do every night. Maybe just every now and then thing, every once in a while type of a deal, you know, perhaps. A little check-in from Vegas. Maybe like a monthly check-in. How's Vegas doing this month, you know? And you can see people, a lot of people don't even bother with crosswalks. They're just like, fuck it. If I get run over, I get run over. Let me tell you, people do get run over here a lot, and they get killed a lot. Now, 2 cars ahead of me, people are trying to get into a cab. They're not supposed to. The cab driver is not supposed to take people, and I don't think he did, so good for him. I've seen cab drivers do it, and you could get in trouble. I think I don't know if you might, maybe you could lose your license. I'm not sure. Your taxi cab license. but you're not supposed to take rides back of the line. You're supposed to wait till you get all the way to the front, to the taxi stand. Otherwise, it would be total chaos of drivers. It would just be cutthroat, and everyone just only taking rides that they think were the good ones, and then telling people no to what they think would be like a cheap ride or whatever. So this way, everyone gets in line, and you just get what you get. You get what you get. So it helps keeps the chaos down and drivers just being unsafe, But you do see people come out of this club, and they do approach taxis. They've approached me and asked if they could get a ride, and I have to tell them no. You have to go to the front of the line. One guy said, if I give you just an extra $20 right now, would you do it? And I'm like, nope. Because it really isn't fair or right to do that. Now, one time, I don't know if I told you this story, but it was when I was going to pick I was going to go over to the Sphere to go into that line over there to get somebody. And on the way over there was, there's like thousands of people or hundreds of people, whatever, that are walking on the sidewalks, walking towards the Strip. And these guys kind of like looked at me. I was on the street, but it was at a stoplight. And I know I shouldn't have done it, but these guys kind of like looked at me and were like making gestures like, can we get in your cab or whatever? And I said, for some reason I was like, yeah, because see, look at these girls are trying to get in, or they're showing them their phone. I don't know why, but he told them whatever he told them, they're walking away. But anyhow, so I let these guys in, and it was on the street, and then all of a sudden this motorcycle cop who saw the whole thing just comes blaring up, and he's like, so I roll my window down. He's like, do you want me to lose my shit now, or you want me to lose my shit later? And I'm just thinking, I don't know. That sounds like a trick question to me. And so I think I go, later? And so anyhow, he read me the riot act, riot act, about, picking up someone on the street, and now that's illegal, and I could lose my license or get a ticket or something, and get reported, and and I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I know I shouldn't have done it. I apologize. I'm totally in the wrong. And he just let me off with a warning, and that was a little different because that was actually on the street. And so he had a point, about it being a safety issue. But it was on the street. It wasn't like, it was like where the traffic was pretty much at a standstill, it was like, and that's why I guess that's why I did it, because I was like, it's gonna take me forever to get into the Sphere taxi line. It takes forever to get in there, and the traffic wasn't moving. It was all just like the street was like a parking lot, and so that's why I was like, all right, get in, but you can't do it. You can't do it. They don't let you pick up on the street. Now I know other cities, people are kind of like, what? Because I know, I guess in New York and other places, it is kind of a free-for-all. There isn't this setup like they have it here, and they just pick up all over the place. But here it's pretty much like you can't pick up on the streets. You got to pick up at these taxi stands, or at least if it's off the Strip, it has to be like off of like in a parking lot or something. It can't be just on the street. You can't just pick people up off the street. because you are creating a safety hazard or safe, type of a deal. So here I am. We're getting closer to the front entrance of Caesar's Palace. I don't know who the DJ is tonight at Omnia. Looked like there was a bit of a line tonight. So what I do when I start to get to the front of the line is I kind of crack my window open a little bit, because what they do is they blow a whistle. The doorman blows a whistle, and that's how you know, like when you're in the very front, that's how you know that it's time to drive over, because the taxi stand is like on the other side of this circular drive here. And since this video is going on 41 minutes now, I don't know if I'm going to keep it going. Again, this was just an experiment, so I'll see what it looks like. I'll probably post it. If you guys want to leave me comments on what you think, if you think, live streaming would be something you'd want to do, or what, But like I said, I don't want to have the camera up and where passengers will see that I'm recording. I just think it just seems kind of like an awkward thing. So if I did do it, I would just flip the camera down. It'll just be pointing straight down at the dashboard, so it'll just be a black screen. And I just don't feel like that's as maybe intrusive, So let me know in the comments what y'all think. So here, I'm gonna crack my window down a little bit and listen for the whistle. You'll hear a whistle, maybe. Now there's copyrighted music playing. I think Britney Spears. I wonder if I'm gonna get tagged for that. That kind of sucks. But I wanted to have my window down so I hear the whistles. Now, was there a whistle? Because that guy took off. Since I'm talking so much, I might have missed the whistle. Or sometimes they just flash a little flashlight, but you can't see with all these cars in the way. There's no way of seeing, so they're gonna have to blow a whistle. And as soon as they do, as soon as I head over there, I'm just gonna end the video and be done with the experiment. Oh, there was my whistle. Okay, I gotta go. Here we go.